Good morning, everyone. This is Tim Wilmot speaking from Wizard Systems. Thanks for joining me today for this presentation to show you the capabilities of Workbooks CRM, what areas of your business it can address, and how my company, Wizard Systems, can help you with any CRM implementation project you've got going there. Now, we run these short presentations normally every Friday, and we focus on different aspects of Workbooks. And today we're going to focus on activity management, how you manage your tasks and activities. This presentation will be approximately 30 minutes or so. So this is just a basic session. Everyone uses CRM in different ways. Everyone's got different requirements. And I wouldn't have enough time this morning to go over all of the extensive capabilities of Workbooks. So after this presentation, if you want to explore Workbooks in more detail, some aspect of it, we'd love to organize more of a one-to-one session with you or your company, and we can then go through your specific needs. Also on the call today, we've got some people that are already trialing Workbooks, and also some people who've never seen it at all. So excuse me if I'm going over some old information here. You may already know about Workbooks. I need to go at the speed of the slowest, so to speak. Now, the audio part of this presentation is one way only. Your microphone is on mute, so don't worry about any background noises your end. If you've got any questions, please type those into the questions section. You might have noticed that already in your meeting control panel, and I'll do my best to cover those at the end. Also, this session is being recorded. After the presentation, you'll receive an email, an automated email from our system with a link to recording, which you can share with your colleagues. And we'll probably most likely put it up on YouTube as well on our channel. Okay, so let's get started then. So first of all, a little mention about my company, Wizard Systems. We are an independent reseller of CRM solutions. Workbooks is a very popular, it's the most popular system that we supply, and as you know, you subscribe to Workbooks, so there's nothing to install, nothing to set up as such. And we've got clients that pretty much do their own thing with Workbooks. They set the system up themselves. They teach themselves how to use it. There's lots of resources out there and a very active YouTube channel. But if you need help, be realistic. What help do you need in getting the system set up, migrating data from an old system into the new one, customizing it to your requirements, giving you and your staff training. Training can be done at your place or our place, or we can do it online to some extent. And also the ongoing support as well. So if you get stuck or you've got a question about Workbooks, you can call our friendly help desk service here and we'll connect to you and sort you out as best we can. So what are you looking to achieve with a CRM system, a new CRM system? Are you replacing an older solution? Maybe you're just starting up in business and you recognize you need a new central system to help you develop the business. You're looking to improve on your marketing, track sales and quotes more effectively, improve customer service. So really in any engagement with you, we want to try and find out what are the key issues you're looking to solve, what are the key objectives you're looking to achieve. And this morning, today, we're going to be concentrating on time management. So a question to you to think about is, well, how do you manage your activities right now? How do your colleagues, team members manage their activities? Do you have them in Outlook? Are they in numerous Excel spreadsheets? Are they written down in a manual list? Can you easily see what are the key things you've got to do this morning? Can you share those activities with colleagues? Can they see what you're up to? Or maybe you don't want them to. That could be a situation as well. Do you need to report on what you've done? For example, do you need to report to a boss on how many calls you've done this week or how many client face-to-face presentations you've done? Well, Workbooks is going to give you the capabilities to manage all of this in the way it centrally manages all those activities. So what is Workbooks? Well, it's a ready-made, easy to use affordable system to manage all the information in one central place about your leads, your prospects, your customers, your interactions with those people, your emails, all in one central place, allowing you to share information with your colleagues. There's some marketing tools in there as well to help you be more proactive with your customers and prospects. Unusually for a CRM system, not many CRM systems out there do this, but we can manage a complete order process. So when you need to create a quotation to a customer, maybe you need to create an order or an invoice, track financial transactions there, Workbooks can do that. There are two different editions of Workbooks. When you sign up for Workbooks, there's CRM edition or business edition. Now, business edition can create orders and invoices. Both editions can go up to quote stage. If you look at your sales process, both of them can go up to quote stage there. You can mix and match these two editions as well. So if you were, let's say you're 10 users as a company altogether, and you could have maybe 2 or 3 people on business and the balance on CRM, you can mix and match these two together. We can also track customer service in Workbooks. So do you have a customer care team, or do you have technicians or engineers or a help desk there? They too can be using Workbooks, thereby sharing information more effectively with the sales and marketing teams. And Workbooks is not only a personal productivity tool, it's also a great management tool as well to help you make better decisions and control the business more effectively. Workbooks is a UK system. As I've said already, it's 100% cloud, nothing to install. All the data is in the UK. It's very, very secure. Workbooks has been certified in all of these 6 releases of the G-Cloud government program, the government certification program in the UK. So that should give you a nice, warm, comfortable feeling that all of your data is very, very secure. And it's very reliable. Last year, 2014, we had a 99.99% uptime record with Workbooks. So it's always going to be available to you whenever you want it to. And it's a very popular system. It's won lots of awards internationally. In the UK, in the last 3 years, it's won the CRM Product of the Year, 2013, 2014, 2015, a bit like the X Factor contest in the CRM sector. So we're very proud of that. So just focusing on contact management now. So as I've said, with Workbooks, you get automatically a ready-made database to track your leads, your prospects, and your customers. It's very customizable. So shortly when I show the system, most of the screens can be changed by you. No programming required. It's so easy to do. You can also deploy different security levels in there as well. So if certain people can't see certain information or do certain things, then you can do that with Workbooks. You're managing all of your activities in the system. So this is what we're focusing on today, your calls that you've got to do, your meetings, your tasks, or any other specific activity types can be tracked in the system, stored against the client's record. So over time, you're building up a wonderful client history. But using Workbooks for tracking your activities means that you're focused, you can prioritize your activities, you can see what's outstanding, what you've done, you can delegate activities to colleagues so you're working more effectively as a team. You can see what they've done if you've got to manage their activities, if you're a manager there. And also we can track emails. Of course, we can integrate with any email system out there. We've got a rather nice integration with Outlook. If you're using Outlook, there's some excellent integration with Outlook to share your emails, and also in a bi-directional way, share your activities, your tasks, and your calendar with Outlook as well. And mobile access is included. So if you're out and about and you need to check on your activities and check on new tasks that have been delegated to you by other team members, no problem. With your subscription, you have access via your Android smartphone device. There's a downloadable app, and you can access it from your tablet as well. All that's included in your normal subscription. Briefly, marketing. Workbooks is a very powerful marketing tool. So you by using Workbooks every day to track the things that you're doing and people you're engaging with, you're building up some wonderful information over time, which could be extremely powerful when we want to then come and market to those people. So you've got an easy way of uploading new data to Workbooks. So if you attend a show or you acquire a database from some third party, that can easily be uploaded, imported into Workbooks. We can also integrate to your website. So if you've got a form on your website, as people fill in their details there, that becomes a lead record in Workbooks and will alert you automatically to this new incoming lead. So a great way of tracking those new leads there. Putting your marketing hat on, you've got an easy way of creating target lists, people that you want to do some kind of marketing activity to. Very easy to do that. And included in your subscription is free integration with 3 popular email marketing systems, and some of you may be using these already. MailChimp is the most popular one we find. When speaking with our customers, we find that at least a third of them are using MailChimp. It's a very popular system, very easy to use, very affordable. And also we do integrate with Constant Contact and .mailer. So with the integration with MailChimp, you create this list of your recipients in Workbooks. That list is uploaded to your MailChimp account. MailChimp creates the nice looking professional email. It will deliver the email to those recipients. And then importantly, with the integration to Workbooks, we get responses coming back into Workbooks automatically. So we can see against a client's record, alongside all of our normal activities, we can see marketing emails they've been sent, emails they opened, and links they clicked on as well. So really nice integration with MailChimp. Now, using a CRM system is not just about tracking and recording your customers' details and phone numbers and contact details and tracking your phone calls. It's all about managing processes, and a key thing that we normally manage in a CRM system like Workbooks is your sales process. So think about when you get your new inquiry from a prospective customer, how do you manage all of the things you've got to do along the way to the ultimate conclusion of getting an order and then delivering your product or service? Well, Workbooks can manage the whole thing for you in one simple application. So we have, and as I said already, not many CRM systems out there can do this, but we can create professional looking quotes. We can store in Workbooks your price list. If you get prices from customers, if you get a price list from a supplier, you can upload your supplier price list into Workbooks and use that to compile your quotes. You can define a number of different quote layouts. These layouts are stored in they're creating a PDF layout. You can email directly from Workbooks. No other software required. You've created your quote, you have a simple email button, and off goes the quote in a secure PDF format or trapped by the Workbook system. We can also integrate with, and this is a key part of Workbooks, the opportunity management system. So this is like another screen, another dimension to Workbooks to track all the information about the opportunity, the potential sale you're going to get, and tracking all of your activities against that opportunity as well. So we can track our activities against a customer, but they're also visible against these sales opportunities as well. You do it once, you create the activity once, but it appears in several different places for you. And that's another key place where these activities will appear. And if you've got the business edition of Workbooks, you then can, thinking about the sales process, you can then create an order from the quote. You don't need to rekey the information again, and you can then go to invoice stage. We also have in the UK an optional link to Sage 50 and Sage 200. So these transactions can be copied, can be transferred over to Sage 50 or Sage 200, again without the need for rekeying in information. Just briefly now, mention about customer service. So if you've got any customer support teams, they too can manage their activities using the case tracking capabilities of Workbooks. Incidentally, if this isn't relevant to you, if you don't do any customer support things, then don't worry, this can be disabled from your workbook screen so it doesn't hamper your enjoyment of using workbooks. But a nice simple screen there to track the case and your activities against that case, applying deadlines as well, so you're managing your time as regards focusing on calls that are about to maybe breach their SLAs or target solution dates there. You're building up a wonderful history of these issues so you can spot trends. And in a way, you're sort of building up a knowledge base of all of these typical problems that you might be getting and solutions, resolutions that you give out to your customers. Final little slide here before I dive into the demo proper. So putting your manager's hat on now, we've got a great way of managing these activity levels. If you think that everyone's using workbooks for tracking their tasks and their reminders, we as managers can then dive in and see what's going on there and see what's overdue and where the problems are and who's being more productive than other people and so on. So we can make better decisions. We've got that opportunity management system, so that's a key part of Workbooks to track your pipeline and your sales forecast coming through. There's a report writer with Workbooks. We provide about 50 or so ready-made reports with Workbooks. So if you need to report on activity levels or meetings that you've done, that's simple with the report writer. And complementary to that, we have dashboards. So flashy bar graphs and pie charts that give you information on typical metrics that you want to track, calls by user, calls outstanding, cases by individual, cases by agent, and so on. All of those could be typical dashboard KPIs. Okay, let's dive into the demo proper. So this morning we're going to focus on activity management. I'm not going to cover all of the aspects of Workbooks. There is a free trial of Workbooks, and some of you may have had a presentation from Workbooks from Wizard Systems already. If you haven't, we'd love to have a more in-depth session with you, and we can go through all of the other capabilities of Workbooks. So this morning's just activities. Now, Workbooks works with any browser. This morning I'm showing it to you in Chrome. We can work with any browser on an Apple and available to you in a slightly different screen interface on your mobile and tablet. But here we are, we've logged into Workbooks and we see our Workbooks desktop. You might recognize it. It looks just like your Windows desktop. Do you see, with the start button down in the bottom left-hand corner there? And just to the right of that, there's a Google-like search box there. You can type in any word or phrase and Workbooks will find it for you in the system. But from that start button and the start menu, here are all of the elements of a proper CRM, customer relationship management solution, with right at the top there, people and organizations, the people you work with and the organizations you're servicing. Today we're focusing on activities. So think, when you come into the office in the morning and you scratch your head and you think, well, what have I got to do today? What are the key things I've got to do before 10 o'clock? That could be in your activity list here. So what pops? A pretty typical display in Workbooks, a window that shows me row by row, summarizing all the activities that I've got to do today, the type of activity, who I've got to do it to, what's a brief description of the activity. And these columns that you see here, they can be decided by you. You can insert or remove columns when you look at this summary view. Also, on a display like this, on a window like this, down the left-hand side, this section here called Views, this is where you can put these activities into different groups. So we could see, for example, all of my outstanding activities. split second later, we see that a lot of these activities here are highlighted in red or a darkish pinkish color. So it's giving me a visual alert to things that are overdue. So it's easy to create these different groups of activities. Also, these activities will appear against a client's record. So if I just close down this little window here and I go down to my start button, and if I go up to people, for example, so here are all of the people in my system. Again, this display, like we saw with activities, we can decide what columns we see here as we're navigating through the system. And I've got down the bottom here, do you see I've got 21 pages of people in my system. Likewise, on the left-hand side, in this views section, I can put people into different lists. So if I want to see all of my Reading customers, for example, I can click on that, and straight away I see everyone that's in the town or city of Reading. So it's easy to navigate your way around there, all of this information, and dive into specific records. Let's look at a customer called Alan. Let's see what activities are on the go there with customer Alan. So this window that's popped up, this is now a record of a client of ours called Alan. And we have across the top of the window a few tabs there where we can see more detailed information about Alan. Initially, we're on the main tab. This is the key information about Alan. And all of this can be customized. This is just an example of what Workbooks can give you, but you can remove fields here. You can take fields away as you wish. And you can search on any of this information as well. But of course, the important thing when we're using a CRM system is tracking activities. So here we are, we've got 71 activities recorded against Alan. Now these could be things that we've done or things that are outstanding. So this status column here, this shows us what's been done. So there's a completed activity here, some kind of phone call, and also these rows in red. These are outstanding activities. This is the demonstration system, by the way. So we can see at a glance here what's outstanding. Now, top left corner, this is where we could schedule. It's so easy to schedule a new activity. You can do this in a number of places in Workbooks, but this is a common way of doing it. So we've got the client's record in front of us and we want to schedule a new reminder. Well, these are the initial four key types of activities we may want to schedule to Alan. So let's say it's a phone call. So what pops now? A new window prompting me for all the information about this phone call. Do you see that some of these fields, they have a dark blue left-hand border? These are mandatory fields. These are required fields. Some of them have been automatically populated, but I can change them as required. So a key thing with a task is, what is the objective of this task? What do we want to do? So we type in here some kind of description. We may also put in a due date. When are we due to make this phone call? We can also put in an on-screen reminder as well. We've got support here for on-screen alarms, so that can be turned on or off. And that alarm could be at a different date and time to this activity. We're working as part of a team. We're not working in a vacuum. So we could schedule this activity to a team member here, and this would pop up on their activity list. Right down the bottom here, we've got a big notes box where we can type in a lot more information about this phone call that we want someone to do. Notice on the right-hand side here, this call is automatically associated with this client and the company that Alan works for. So we can instantly see the activity against those records as well. We could also upload files against this activity. So if I wanted to share with Luke some Word document or Excel spreadsheet, that could be done there as well. So we type in the basic details of our scheduled call for Luke, and we save and close it. Job done. That's automatically added to that activity list, and Luke will see that on his activity list. So a great way of seeing all of those activities there. Activities will also appear against other types of records in the system, for example, opportunities. So these are 3 potential sales we're hoping to make against this client, and we can dive into one of these projects here. And here too, we will see activities. Do you see right at the top of this screen here, we've got the activity tab. So here, these are 6 activities that are recorded against this project. So on this main tab, this is the main information about this sale or project we're hoping to make, and then the activities and indeed other related information there. So a very simple way there of tracking your activities and seeing those activities against a specific client's record. If I go back to my activity list now, a couple of options here. First of all, I mentioned these columns. Now you might have noticed that when I schedule my call, I can decide a priority level. Maybe I want to see that priority level on my activity list as I'm managing my activity today. Maybe I want to see my priorities. So I could insert a column in this window, in this display. So I go down to columns here and I just scroll down the list of available fields. There we are, loads of them. And there we are, there's my priority. If I just select that, I can now see all of my priorities. I could now also group and sort this display. Maybe I want to see all of my high priorities together, all of my low priorities together. So what I can do now is click into this column and select group by this field. Instantly now I see all of my high priorities together. So a great way of seeing all of those key tasks there right in front of me. And I can scroll through, obviously, through this list and see the mediums and then the lows. Secondly, these activities could be viewed not only as a list type format, but also as a graphical calendar. There we are, there's my calendar for this month. And in the top left corner, we can slip into the week view or the day view and so on. If you're using the Outlook integration, the Outlook connector as it's called, this information can be shared in a bi-directional way with Outlook. So finally on activities, reporting. Maybe at some stage you need to report on what you're up to. Well, going back to the activity list, if I go back to my activities here, if you've got the security to do it, this list can be exported. We can also print these activities as well. We have a report writer in Workbooks. So if I go back to my start button, my start menu there and reporting, up pops a new window showing me all of the standard reports there. As I said, there's about 50 or so to get you going. You can create new reports. You can clone these reports. These reports are stored in different sections. So right at the top here, we've got 3 activity type reports. There's a report here called activities by user. So I could click on that and this will run this report. So this is more of a summary type report that's looking at my colleagues and maybe over a date range is summarizing the number of activities they're doing. So I can see here that James has done 153 calls and I can drill down into those and see specifically what calls James has done. Also, you can see those as a graphical dashboard. So I can go to my dashboards here. You actually create a number of different dashboards, and these dashboards consist of a number of different elements, and there's numerous ways of creating these dashboards, from charts, reports, web pages. But right down the bottom left hand corner here, do you see Maybe I'm a sales manager. I want to look at all the calls that we're doing by user. So that's just an example there. There's loads of other things that you can do with these dashboards. So that's activity management. The key things about activity management with workbooks. Of course, there's many other things that workbooks can do for you. And we cover those on other weekly sessions, circulating those different topics there. If I can just summarize now some information on pricing of workbooks. Now, when you subscribe to workbooks, there's an annual subscription. So you pay for this annually in advance. And here we've got these two different editions, CM edition or business edition. Business edition allows you to create the orders and invoices, and you can mix and match these two together. There are some popular add-on options. If you want to use the Outlook connector, that allows you to share your Outlook emails and your calendar, tasks and contacts in a bi-directional way. That's an extra £48 per user per annum. Once we understand your requirements for the numbers of users and of course, realistically thinking, what help do you need in getting a system up and running? Are there some things that you want to do yourself? Are there some things that you want Wizard Systems to do, my company? Or do you want us to do everything for you? Once we understand that, we can give you a formal quotational proposal for everything that you need. So you've got it in black and white, exactly what the investment is that you need. So we've come to almost the end of our session today, focusing on activities and just giving you a general overview there of all of the key capabilities of workbooks. If you'd now like to submit any questions or queries you've got for me or feedback, please pop those into that questions section there, and I'll do my best to answer those. I'll just give out your first name, by the way, to protect your identity. So we'll be reading out these questions as I get them. Okay. First question from Helen. Can you see what meetings you've done? Yes, Helen, that would be on the actual activity list, and you can then actually filter on that status field, so you can actually focus on things that you've done. Question from Craig. Can I share activities with Outlook 365? Yes, you can. We do have on the workbooks.com website, there's an Outlook integration requirements page, and you can have a look through that just to make sure that you're compatible with that Outlook setup there, Craig. Question from Nick. Chase follow-up assigned to, I'm not sure. Okay, Nick. You want to, I can see your questions gone over several panels here. You want to chase follow-up assigned to a team or one individual member. Can you select more than one member, say Luke or John, whoever? Yes, you can, Nick. You can go back into workbooks. If I just show that to you, activities here. So for example, if I wanted to monitor what calls or follow-ups colleague Luke has done, well, there they all are there. But in the top of this screen, do you see there's the selection criteria here? Assigned to, this is the person that's got to do it, and then the name of the person. But yes, you can add on other users here. So I could say assigned to is somebody else, Fred, for example, and apply that. So yes, Nick, you can do that. Second question from Nick. What happens if you click on the name in the all activities? Will it open the client's folder? Yes, it will. So if I go to Alan here, I will go to Alan's record. There we are. So yes, it's all sort of hyperlinked there for you, Nick. Easy to navigate your way around. Never got that lost feeling there. Okay, I don't think there's, okay, thank you, Nick. Don't think there's any more questions there coming through, so it just remains for me to thank you very much for your attendance this morning and your interest in workbooks. Just remind you of any follow-up things that we can assist you with. If you want any more information, let me know. You might be prompted for that. There might be a little 30-second questionnaire as you exit this webinar. You don't need to fill in those questions if you don't want to, but just to prompt you for any additional information you might want. If you want a trial for your company, that's easy. Go to workbooks.com and fill in the trial registration form. No credit card required, and you can play around with the system for the next 30 days. If you get stuck or any questions, please call us 01454 316800. My name again is Tim Wilmot, tim@wizard-systems.com, and there's our website, wizard-systems.com or .co.uk. Well, thanks very much again. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your support and interest in workbooks. Have a nice weekend, and we'll hopefully speak to you soon. Thank you very much indeed.